Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Oddcast Podcast, episode 5. We're going to bring you a variety of segments today, including running down some recently revealed media news, some fun listing things, some blind rankings, and just general things to keep you entertained during your next 45 minutes with us to just kind of do whatever you want to do while you listen to us rabble about stuff. All right.
So there is no reason to believe that anyone in California would need a rain jacket in April. It rained today. So I suppose this could be a premonition that it's quite an odd day. Wouldn't you say so, Clayton?
Sure, I'd say so. It's been really up and down back in the south of the good old US of A, considering it has been either warm, cold, or somewhere in between every other day now.
Yeah, but lest we linger on this riveting weather small talk, would you like to go ahead and jump into 2.5 truths?
Sure. Give me your 2.5 truths, my friend. Catch me up on your life.
So, Clayton, my first truth is that on Easter Sunday, I scaled a mountain and battled a squid.
What?
So my second truth is you see that list of names. You might not be able to read them, but there's like a list on my whiteboard. Yeah, there's some green stuff on my whiteboard.
It is completely intangible to me, but yes.
That is a list of my enemies. My third truth.
Okay.
I will address all of these in time.
Okay.
My third truth is that the Star Wars sequel trilogy is better than the prequel trilogy.
If we were doing hot takes this episode, that would be one of them.
Absolutely. So,
okay.
Those are my 3, or I suppose 2.5 truths.
Okay, did you rewatch the sequel trilogy recently?
Yeah, so what happened, so I've been rewatching the Star Wars movies in preparation for Mandalorian and Grogu.
Fair.
Yeah, and I just got done with The Last Jedi. I have watched The Force Awakens and Rogue One and The Last Jedi so far. And I was just blown away. Like, honestly, I haven't seen these since they came out in 2015 and 17, respectively, I think. And
yeah,
like, I just did not remember how much sauce these movies have. They're so freaking good. I mean, Rian Johnson cooked out of his mind with The Last Jedi. And I know that is a hot take. A lot of people, The Last Jedi is one of the most divisive movies in the history of cinema.
It is extremely controversial, yes.
I don't exactly agree with everything that they did with Finn. He's a little bit of an incohesive character in this one. But literally everything else I love. Like, the entire theming of failure and the fact that Poe Dameron has to learn how not to be a hotshot that just wants to jump in an X-Wing and blow something up. And, like, the arc that Kylo Ren goes through, and just all of the amazing progression that Luke Skywalker goes through. The fact that the entire thing is just this desperate chase. All of it happens in this sort of closed bottle scenario, which is very tense and compelling. With the exception of the casino planet that they go to. A lot of people really hate that. I didn't mind it too much, but I kind of agree that it doesn't add a whole lot to the movie. But yeah, overall, I was just so blown away. I think it's probably the best thing Star Wars has done since The Empire Strikes Back. So, yeah, really cool stuff.
Interesting.
That
we may
is...
have to review Star Wars stuff properly at some point. Huh.
Yeah. So going back to my first truth, which is a truth, by the way. I scaled.
What did you do?
So on Easter Sunday, I mentioned that I'm in this math department last episode. I went to a nearby mountain to do a fun little hike with my friends in the math department on Easter. And we did this great hike. We climbed up the mountain and saw some ruins. It was really cool. Afterwards, we went to a Thai restaurant, and I got a squid salad. The reason I battled it was because it was spicy, and I am a pasty white summer boy. I don't handle spice as well as maybe some of the cagey veterans in the spice scene, if there is a spice scene in the spice zeitgeist, if you will. But I had a lot of fun with this squid salad. I thought it was electric.
Continue.
My second truth actually happens to relate to the third segment, which is our Shark Tank thing. So I want to use that list of names later. That is the half truth. Yeah.
Okay. Well, with that opening out of the way, what a coaster. Let's I'm gonna give you, kind of like how we did last time with the last episode when I was with Virgil the Space Demon. I'm gonna give my co-host 5 random things to rank. It is gonna be 5 this time, unlike yesterday when it was 5 and 10. 5 to 10. Ethan.
Yes.
I need you to unblur the first photo.
All right. Okay. So what we have here is a very square, frowning thwomp. It looks like.
That is a thwimp.
A thwimp.
A thwimp, first appearing in Super Mario World. Last appearance was in Mario vs. Donkey Kong 2024.
A thwimp. How delightful.
A thwimp. I believe the wiki said that is the son of a thwomp.
Wow. You know what?
Quite.
I am going to proceed to pull these up on my phone because I actually have to record our faces for the future. I forgot that I could just access Discord on my phone instead of the computer. So we have a thwimp here. I really do like. So I feel like this guy has something to prove. You know, it's really trying to make its way in the world. It's a rookie, but it wants to be a captain. It wants to be a lieutenant. I can see that in its future. Maybe this thwimp would be so fortunate as to become a thwomp in the future.
Mm-hmm.
And for that reason, I think I would like to give this thing I think I would like to give it... I'll put it in the 4 spot because I think it has places to go. It needs to travel up in its future. You know, eventually it might reach number 2 or 3, but right now it's at a number 4.
Okay, number 4 for the wimp.
Mm-hmm.
Unblur the next one.
All right. Oh, these little shits. Yeah, this. Yeah, this thing's.
That is a Chuckya from Mario 64. Latest appearance is Super Mario 3D All-Stars, which had Mario 64 in it. So.
Yeah, these little guys. So the fun thing about these guys is that they are just absolute little rapscallions, and I love it. You know, I just love their attitude. I love the color scheme. We got purple, yellow, and red, along with this sort of silver chrome that outlines the extensions. I don't want to call them digits. The arms and antenna, so to speak.
Limbs.
Yeah, the limbs. Yes, thank you. Yeah, I really like this guy. I think he's got a lot of moxie. He's got a lot of audacity. So I think I'm going to give this guy... I'm actually going to give him a 2. He's going to be in the 2 spot.
2?
Yeah.
All right, number 2 for a Chuckya.
Mm-hmm.
Unblur the next one.
Okay. All right. We have an ensemble.
That is King Histocrat with his pack of histocrats.
Histocrat. Okay, interesting.
Histocrat.
I've seen these guys before. Are these guys in?
They are from, I believe, 3D World.
Okay, that makes sense. I think that we have an intense feeling of unity with these enemies. I think that even though they have aligned themselves with King Koopa and they've lost their way, morally speaking, I think that they are very tied to each other in the crucible of battle. I have that feeling about them. They are holding these plates on their heads with the utmost prudence and technique, which I can only respect to the highest order. Yeah, I think it's a lot of fun. However, I think one of the things that I respect the most about Mario enemies is their bravery to go into battle against Mario on their own. And I think that these guys are a little bit too much of a hive mind, or exercising the collectivist mindset a little bit too much for my taste. So I'm actually going to slot them in the 5 position, I think.
Number 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the next one, then.
Okay. It's a little guy.
That is a Magmato from Mario Odyssey.
Oh, it's just a little guy. Okay.
He's just a little guy, straight out of VeggieTales.
So you said this was, the one of the from Mario Odyssey?
Yeah, Magmato from Mario Odyssey.
Okay, yeah, this must be from the Luncheon Kingdom.
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah.
I can't imagine where else he would be.
Yeah, so I think this guy's got a chip on his shoulder, kind of like the Thwimp. I think he's got a lot to prove, and yeah, I just think he's also a little bit more sassy. I think he's willing to he's willing to step on some toes to get ahead in life. I could see this guy becoming a real problem as an adult, if he's not already an adult. So
that's a tomato. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, it is a tomato. No, I like the attitude. Honestly, I'm gonna write myself in a corner here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this guy at number 3, and the last one is going to be undisputedly the greatest Mario enemy that's ever been created by Nintendo.
Okay, well, go ahead and reveal your number 5 then. Or I guess your number 1. Your 5th option, but your number 1.
Oh, this is perfect.
That is a fishing boo from Super Mario Run, the mobile game.
A fishing boo?
A fishing boo.
Okay, so what I like about this is it subverts the expectations of the Lakitu. Normally we have these guys in clouds that are throwing the spines down on the ground and causing you anguish as a player, and taking power away from the players. Very antithetical to GameStop's scheme. So this one is instead actually fishing using fire as bait, I suppose. Or maybe he already caught it and he's actually catching the fire. Either way, this guy has managed to quite literally capture lightning in a bottle, or fire at the end of his fishing rod. In this case, I think it's absolutely brilliant. So, and this is definitely not just me justifying why it's number 1. I would have definitely put this in number 1. It's the greatest enemy in Mario history. Better than Bowser, better than Paratroopas, better than Goombas, better than Kamek or Magic Koopa. It's better than everything. Okay, it's number 1. You heard it here first.
You heard it here on the Oddcast. The fishing boo is the best Mario enemy ever conceived. And with that illustrious piece of decision making, we will see you in about a few seconds for segment number 2. We'll be back in just one moment. Hello, everybody. Welcome to segment 2 of the Oddcast. We're going to be talking about our usual catch-up on some media news and some other fun things if we have a good chance to get to it. So, let's see what's going on in the media world since we last spoke.
What's going on? Tell me what's going on, gamer.
Alright, gamer, I'll tell you just that. So, we kind of have like some variety stuff going on. We also have stuff planned for next week. So, let's see. It's sort of a small thing, but more of a me thing. The SH Figuarts Super Saiyan 4 Daima Goku has got its first reveal of its properly. we've kind of known there was going to be a thing. I mean, whenever there was a Dragon Ball form of any kind, an SH figure art's going to be made of it eventually, right?
Yeah. I mean, this is like the reason it was in Daima, seemingly, because it certainly didn't have any thematic relevance.
You know what?
Sorry.
That may be true, but it looks cool as shit.
It does. It didn't deserve to catch that stray, so.
It does not deserve to catch that stray. I agree. How dare you? How dare you? How dare you insult that large, red, fluffy man?
He is fluffy.
He's very fluffy. Like the show makes him look very fluffy.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Speaking of Dragon Ball, though, next weekend, actually, is the Dragon Ball Battle Hour, a big video game event for the Dragon Ball franchise that's going to reveal a lot of information about the upcoming projects, like the updates for the many Dragon Ball games that are already out, like Sparking Zero, Fighters, Dokkan, Legends, Gekishin Squadra, the card game. As well as Xenoverse 2. We have one Xenoverse 2 DLC left. And we're also slated to get some information on Project Age 1000. So we'll see if that little moment from Bandai Southeast Asia really was a PR stunt, or if it actually was the buff by some poor guy.
Man. What a point in time. We will remember this, won't we?
Mm-hmm. Also next week is when Tomodachi Life comes out. 4 days from now, as a matter of fact. So I will make sure to play it a ton in between now and next recording session so I can give you an update on how fun that game is. The answer from even the demo is going to be a lot. In between now and last time, Pokemon Champions came out. Neither of us have had a chance to actually play it, but it did come out. If you're interested, go buy it. I'm sure it's probably good.
It does look very cool. I'm excited to play it during the summer.
It does look very, very cool. Let's see, what else is going on? In indie animation news, indie animated series, surreal, dark comedy, and psychological horror series, The Amazing Digital Circus, is getting its final act in an hour-long episode, as well as its previous episode that's already live on YouTube, a theatrical release in the United States, as well as other theaters across the world, from June 4th to the 7th.
Mm-hmm.
The finale trailer dropped in between now and last time, as well as, and the reactions to this at first were kind of mixed, because people were like, because there's going to be a 2-week gap between when the episode comes out in theaters and when it drops on YouTube. And people, especially outside of the regions who can't see the movie or can't see the theatrical release, were kind of upset about that, which, to be fair, I completely understand. Spoilers are going to be awry on the internet, and that's something you can't really avoid unless you just stay off social media for 2 weeks straight. So, people were concerned about that, but to be honest, I feel like, well, actually, you know what? I'm not even going to say what I feel, because there has been a statement properly released from the CEO of Glitch, a man by the name of Kevin, has sort of explained the process they had to go through in order to get the show in theaters at all, which essentially came down to the fact that it was very much a uphill battle for the indie animation company. And they kind of had to settle on this 2-week time period, because initially they were offered like a time period of like a month. They tried to get it down to like a week, but 2 weeks is what they had to settle upon in order to keep it in theaters and for it to be, actually shown anywhere. Yeah. So it was more of the 2-week period was more of a compromise. But while people are still frustrated, it is at least understood. And because of this announcement, because of the sort of like uproar about its kind of limited release in certain areas, people have been calling theaters to get it to show demand, and as such, it has expanded to places like in areas in Mexico, and it's continuing to spread. Kind of like what happened with Iron Lung when that came out, when that was going to come out. Right. People were calling and demanding that it be shown in theaters, as it is a very extensive indie project, and as such, well, here we are. Maybe it'll have some equal success and get spread around across the world. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see, but I know I'm going to go see it. I don't know if you've seen any of it, Ethan. I don't know if you keep up with that kind of indie animation scene.
No, I am dreadfully like separated from that, but yeah, I mean it looks very, very cool.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And yeah, tickets have been selling out really quickly, and just extremely overwhelming demand. And I think the last official announcement was Mexico was getting it, as well as more theaters in the U.S. and more theaters in different areas, and more to be announced as well.
Very cool.
But yes, and for any who are going to see it on YouTube, it is coming out the 19th of June on YouTube and Netflix.
Juneteenth, how about that?
Mm-hmm. Next is speaking of YouTube, YouTube Premium is getting a price increase. Don't you just love it? Don't you just love your subscription services going up in money?
Inflation's the best.
Don't you just love? Oh, it's just fantastic.
Yeah.
Really, really is. And alongside that, there were like kind of reports and rumors of YouTube rolling out like a 90-second unskippable ad on their like television applications. And while officially they've denounced that to be untrue, it is hard to say. I suppose take that with a grain of salt. But truly, it is kind of YouTube has been certainly making premium look more and more like a better deal by making the app and the website just kind of worse.
Yeah, I mean, I think I heard a similar strategy being implemented with Gmail, where they're like potentially going to make it slower so that you can pay for Gmail, because everybody wants to pay for Gmail, right? That's what we all woke up this morning in our bed thinking, like, if only I could pay for Gmail.
If only.
Yeah.
If only. Let's see. I believe our last bit of media news. I mean, there's always stuff going on, but the last bit for today is a brand new gameplay and commentary trailer for the new and upcoming Castlevania Belmont's Curse came out during the last time, and now, I actually didn't know this, but I probably should have known this. But the upcoming Belmont's Curse is made by Evil Empire. If you don't know who Evil Empire is, they're the game company that is behind the Rogue Prince of Persia, the beautiful game that is Brotato, and the Dead Cells DLCs. Like, well, the Return to Castlevania DLC, Queen in the Sea, Fatal Falls, and The Bad Seed. They're behind all of those. And Dead Cells is a pretty dang good game. And I should have known that it was behind the same crew, or at least some of the people that made that, because it looks pretty similar to that, which is not a bad thing whatsoever. Dead Cells is a great game, so I expect great things from this upcoming Castlevania game.
Yeah, it looks pretty neat, I would say. So I do have a question for you.
Yes.
What are the odds that Castlevania Belmont's Curse features the wall chicken?
Are you asking me how likely a Castlevania game is to have the best food in the world, the wall chicken?
Well, that would be correct.
I expect it to be there, and if it's not, it is an automatic 0 out of 10.
It is an outrage of the highest order.
There is no wall chicken. As such, it is bad. I don't care how pretty it looks. I don't care how good the gameplay is. It doesn't have the chicken that's inside a wall that you have to break in order to get it back, so you can heal yourself.
Clayton, I would say that was a stellar news segment. I am always amazed at how you can go through all of that and remember it and be invested in all that. I think that you have a big heart. So.
Thank you.
Yeah. No. So I don't like that the implication is that my heart is small in comparison, but no, I do. A lot of that stuff is very cool. I mean, I love Dragon Ball and Pokemon, and this. I mean, I've seen like the Amazing Digital Circus I don't even think I'm saying that right. The digital is it?
Yeah, you're right. The Amazing Digital Circus,
Yeah.
or TADC,
Um,
TADCA.
I have I've seen like pictures of that on like Reddit and stuff, but I've
Mhm.
never actually delved into watching any of them. So yeah, maybe this is my conversion. You know.
Maybe. I mean, even if I hadn't seen the show, I probably still reported on it anyway, because an indie project getting a theatrical release in general is just kind of a big deal, especially one with this much energy behind it. It's just like Iron Lung. It's just a really big deal that an indie project's getting into theaters at all
Yeah.
to this much energy.
Did you ever see Iron Lung?
I saw it 3 times.
Wow. Okay. I saw it once. Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed that film. Maybe we should review it one of these days for the show.
Right. Yeah. I thought it was a very
Yeah.
ambitious project. So.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, would you like to get into our draft segment?
Yes, I would love to get into our new quick variety segment of the draft segment. Ethan, tell the folks what we're drafting today.
All right. So this segment is what I like to call arts and drafts. And we are just ranking, not ranking, but like we're sort of doing a sports draft kind of thing, where we are each picking a list of our favorite aspects of a piece of art. In this case, since Pokemon Champions is recently released, we will be drafting Pokemon that Ash Ketchum has owned in the anime. So we are going to be each trying to come up with a team for Ash, the ultimate Ash Ketchum team of the quintessential 6 Pokemon, and let us know in the comments whose team is better. So we're going to do a classic snake style draft where one of us goes and then the other person gets 2 picks, and then each of us get 2 picks from then on. So I think it would be best if we go ahead and just put Pikachu off the table. I think Pikachu is going to be on Ash Ketchum's team, regardless of what we say. So Ash Ketchum is the number 1 slot, and then the rest of the 5 are up to us to choose. So Clayton, since I yapped about the description, would you like to go first in this draft, or second? I don't care.
Sure. So I am picking 2 Pokemon then, yes?
Well, my understanding was that the first person who goes picks 1, and then the next picks 2. So, would you rather go first?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
It's perfectly fine. I'll start off. If Pikachu is always going to be number 1, because it's Pikachu,
Yeah.
I will say the next one will be Greninja.
Yes, I think that is a very smart choice. Yeah, a Greninja, I think that probably would have been my number 2 pick as well, just because of the Ash Greninja form. They have such a good chemistry in battle, and they got all the way to the final of the Kalos League. So, I think for my pick then, since you've picked Greninja, I believe I get 2 picks here. I'm gonna go with the double whammy of Infernape and Sceptile.
Okay.
I think Infernape is probably Ash Ketchum's most dramatic, sort of most protagonisty kind of shonen protagonist Pokemon. Overcoming, learning how to harness the Blaze ability, overcoming Paul's Electivire in that awesome quarterfinal match in the Lily of the Valley Conference. It's just an amazing Pokemon that has so much chemistry with Ash. So yeah, I'm going to pick Infernape, and obviously Sceptile is one of Ash's strongest, most accomplished Pokemon. He was able to take out a freaking Darkrai in the Sinnoh League. So yeah,
that is true.
Sceptile is an amazing. So yeah, I'm gonna pick Infernape and Sceptile.
All right. Then I guess it's on to my 2 then, yeah?
Yes.
All right. We're going to have to go with a Pokemon Classic. We're going to go with Charizard.
Yeah, good pick.
And then I believe next would be... Where is he? He's on this list somewhere. I think. Unless I'm misremembering Ash's team lineups, which is entirely possible. It's been a long time.
I could probably tell you if he has or hasn't used it if you're thinking of something.
I'm going to go with Torterra.
He does, yes. Torterra is one of Ash's Pokemon. Yeah.
I know Ash's Torterra does not have a good track record. However, there is no however. I just like Torterra.
That's the best argument I've ever heard on these drafts. So, no, you're right. So Torterra does not have the best track record, but Torterra is a very powerful Pokemon, and I think it just kind of drew the short end of the stick. Like, Torterra just consistently got really bad matchups in Ash's journey. Mm-hmm. So, and he was really cool as a Turtwig. Turtwig was kicking some ass and taking names, let me tell you. So, okay. All right, what am I going to... Okay, so next couple Pokemon. I'm going to... give me Swellow. Swellow is one of Ash's toughest, most constitutional Pokemon. You know, very, very determined. Swellow has possibly the most fighting spirit that I've ever seen from any of Ash's Pokemon. So give me Swellow. Lots of determination and gumption there. And you know what? While I'm at it, let's see. I don't have a water type. Give me Kingler. I think Kingler is a huge sleeper on Ash's team. He used Krabby in the Indigo League. He had never used Krabby before since he catched him in the first, 20 episodes or so. And then all of a sudden, he just shows up at the Indigo League and freaking sweeps the other team and evolves into a Kingler. So if that's what Kingler can do with one battle under Ash's belt and also evolve and sweep the other team without ever having experience, that Kingler's potential is similar to that of Lord Frieza. So for that reason, I'm going to put Kingler on the team.
Oh, I can't wait to edit a Frieza Kingler and post. It's going to be great. Okay, then. I guess for my last two, I'm going to go with... There's so many options here.
Indeed.
And a lot of them are good. I'm going to go with Gengar and Dragonite.
Very nice. A couple of great picks from the Journeys season there. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, since we are running up against the time, I'm going to go ahead and pick for my last one. Give me Sirfetch'd. I think Sirfetch'd is very similar.
Oh, okay.
It's very similar to Swellow in the sense that it's got a lot of fighting spirit, but Sirfetch'd has something which is very unique, which is that he has a lot of bravado, and he has a lot of chivalry and sort of the love of the game that maybe some of the other Pokemon are slightly lacking. So yeah, those are our teams. Let us know who has the better team in the comments, and I'll see you. We'll see you in the next segment.
We'll see you in just a second. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the third segment of the Oddcast. Our usual elevator pitch segment, as well as potentially, if we get to it, a quick Shark Tank-esque segment. And what are we going to be elevator pitching, you ask? What are we reviewing today? Well, we're going to be reviewing, once again, the Mario Galaxy movie. As last week, when we had reviewed it, it was myself and our guest co-host, Virgil the Space Demon, as Ethan was busy doing things and stuff.
You know, Clayton, I sounded really weird in the last episode. I knew a lot about Kamen Rider for some reason, and, I don't know.
Clearly it was your trip to the void that Virgil put you in.
Yeah, maybe so. What did you think about the Mario Galaxy movie, Clayton?
I liked it. I thoroughly enjoyed myself watching it. It's very pretty to look at. I got to point at the screen and go, oh my gosh, it's thing that I know. And the soundtrack's really good.
Yep.
The soundtrack's freaking phenomenal.
Oh, the soundtrack is better than the first one, actually.
Oh, it is so good.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you can tell every creative on this project was trying, except for the writers.
Yeah, so here's the thing, Right. I agree with you on all fronts. I think that, the movie is very enjoyable. This movie has some of the best choreography, and
Yes.
I think that that's an important thing to bring up, because you are expecting in a Super Mario Galaxy movie to be, you're expecting to see some cool stuff. But I did not expect how hard they were going to go with all of the gravity shenanigans. There is some like Matrix Inception level stuff here with as far as the choreography. I think like everything on the casino sort of like sort of Super Mario Bros. 2 inspired kind of planet was very cool. And one moment that really stood out to me was whenever Mario and Peach are like being cornered on that ledge by all of those bob-ombs that are dropping, and then what they do is Peach jumps off, uses her umbrella to slow her descent, and then the bombs all fall into the lava and then blow up, and the blast shoots them over the wall. That was the cool. And then like Peach does like an action pose, and she like she does that with the umbrella, and the explosion goes off behind him. That was the coolest thing I've ever seen possibly in my life.
There is some really, really great choreography in this movie.
Yeah.
It just kind of adds to the just spectacle to look at it. It's again so bad that it goes by so quickly, and none of it feels gratifying. Like, is that the right word? I don't even know if that's the right word. None of it impactful. I was trying to. I don't know what. Impactful. Yeah. A lot of it is cool to look at, but like, okay, what happened to the grand stars from Mario Galaxy? Why are there more Odyssey references than there are Galaxy references in this movie?
Okay, so
Why is Rosalina the battery for a gun?
Yeah, I guess. Okay, so I can see what you're saying with the plot. I didn't personally have a problem with any of the like changes or like the fact that there's more.
I didn't really like.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, the fact that there's more Odyssey references doesn't really bother me. Like, I don't really.
No, it really doesn't me either, to be honest.
Like,
but...
and I do know, like, some people are frustrated with the fact that Rosalina doesn't get to do a whole lot. I mean, at the end of the day, like, we kind of did this with the first movie with Luigi, where he doesn't get to do anything until the end. Rosalina doesn't really get to do anything except for the beginning and then holding her hand out to Peach. I don't necessarily think that's a problem. Like, I don't know if we would have benefited from 5 more minutes of Rosalina taking names and kicking ass. Like, that's just me.
My only thing is, though, and I brought this up last time, is that Rosalina gets 10 minutes in her movie, in the game that she's debuted in, that is adapting, where she was a major player through the actual game's narrative, right? Mm-hmm. And that she is reduced to a princess being captured again, and if this is the only story we're going to get from these movies, and we're going to keep getting it at lightning fast paces, where any sign of progression kind of gets reduced by the end, I don't know. People are probably still saying that, yeah, it's a kid's movie, what did you expect? I expected to have a story that's worth following of any capacity.
Yeah, I expect it to be nearly as good as the first one, because the first one is also a kid's movie, and it was amazing. So,
yes, and the first one wasn't like super duper grandiose, but it was the first Mario movie. Like, that was, like, narrative speaking, it's pretty simple. But if we're doing this, right, if we're going to keep doing this, they need to start taking the criticism people are giving them to heart. Like, I brought this up last time as well. But the Sonic films started out, the first one's pretty fun, but it's not like what most people expected it to be. Mm-hmm. But as they kept going, they kept getting better. Like, and Sonic 3 is fantastic. This movie has better choreography than Sonic 3.
Yeah.
But Sonic 3 is way more impactful of a film because the narrative being told is actually something better than piece of paper.
Yeah, I personally think I don't know. I think all the Sonic movies are very similar quality, but I think they're all very good, and they definitely have more substance than this one. I will agree with you there.
Okay. I didn't bring this up last time.
Yeah.
But when it comes to when the narrative changes to Rosalina, I don't mind her being captured. I think what really irks me the most about it is the changes to her backstory. It's been a long time since I've thought about Galaxy, and it's been even longer since I've really refreshed myself on that part. But I feel like the story they kind of swapped it out with Peach and her big sisters. I mean, that's fine. I think it could lead to interesting things if they do interesting things with it. But I don't see what the problem was with the original backstory of a cosmic child essentially mourning her family's loss. Like, there is something you could use to teach here.
Yeah.
Again, I have not refreshed myself on it, but that is something that I did remember about it.
It does feel like the original backstory with Rosalina does have a little bit more weight than this one. Yeah. Ultimately, when I, walking out of the theater, my first reaction to this film was, wow, that was really cool. It feels unfinished.
It does.
It just, the third act goes like that, and there are a few loose threads that they technically tie up, but really haphazardly,
Yep.
and it's like, what was Bowser's whole why did we never get any kind of denouement with Bowser and grappling with his feelings toward the main cast and all that, it just felt kind of
why introduce that?
Yeah, exactly.
If we're not gonna end it in any way outside of them fighting in the last act. Again, it kind of the only real development anybody gets is kind of Bowser, and that just kind of gets brushed aside in a few minutes.
Yeah.
Once he gets back with Bowser Jr. So.
Yeah, I mean. So it's
Jack Black continues to do a stellar job as the character, though. I think he did a great job.
Yeah, I mean, I think Jack Black did really well. And you know what? Screw everybody. Okay, Chris Pratt does a good job as Mario. Okay, everybody needs to shut the frick up about Chris Pratt, because you know what? You know why he's hired for things? Because he's a good actor. Okay? Can we all just chill the frick out about Chris Pratt getting everything? I mean, this is the same situation with probably Marlon Brando back in the day. I mean, people probably got mad at Marlon Brando's probably a better actor than Chris Pratt, but it's, people will get angry about actors being in everything and blame the actor or blame the project that they're in, instead of just accepting it for what it is and just taking each performance at face value, case by case. I don't know. I guess that's sort of a tangential rant, but I thought the voice acting was good. It is a little bit weird that Bowser doesn't get a song like he did in the last one. I would have enjoyed that.
Yeah. We got a very brief use of Peaches.
Yeah.
At the honey mine. And as for Chris, I think he did a good job in this movie.
Yeah.
I think yeah. I don't know. I still don't know if he was generally speaking, the best choice for Mario. But I've heard some of the other dubs of this film, and I forget who voices Mario in Spanish, but he does a top-notch job of doing Charles Martinet's voice. And honestly, I don't understand what people were talking about. When the first movie came out, people said that voice could get annoying for an hour, and I'm like, I don't know. I watched the movie in Spanish. I don't know why I did that. I just felt like trying to compare some stuff. I think it was something I was going to work on at some point.
Nice.
And I was like, I don't know. I feel like it could work. I feel like it could have worked. But, I think Chris is doing an okay job. I think his voice works for what he's doing. And I think it works for this movie.
Yeah.
But I still think it's sort of a replication of the actual Game voice could have worked, but
Who knows?
Who knows? Man, there were a lot of cameos in this movie.
Yes. Yeah, they are trying to, and we will get into that in Shark Tank. What I did want to say was it feels like this second Mario movie feels like like even though it is like unfinished, there are like a lot of cool ideas and I see the vision, but ultimately the reason it is a little one of the reasons it's a little bit lacking compared to the first one is because the first one had a generational moment. And I am sure that everybody that I've ever talked to about the Mario movie, the first one specifically, has heard me talk about this. So I probably sound like a broken record at this point. But I will never forget in the year of our Lord 2023, sitting in the theater watching the Super Mario Bros. Movie, and the whole movie, Luigi has been sort of the damsel in distress. He's been he's been out of commission, right? We're trying to save Luigi, and we see Mario all beaten up in the shop, right? And he's like looking at his reflection, and he's like, God, I'm losing. Like, this can't be happening. And you see him try to like gather his resolve, and he goes back out there to face Bowser, and Bowser shoots that big fire blast at him. And all of a sudden, the fire stops, and Mario is just kind of sitting there, like, waiting. And you don't know why. And then the camera pans over, and it reveals Luigi holding the lid of a trash can against Bowser's fire, protecting his brother. And, at that moment, I almost stood up in the theater and was like, that's my boy! That was the most hype moment that I have probably ever experienced in the theater, other than I Am Iron Man and like the 3 Spider-Mans like swinging around. Like it was a Marvel level moment. And yeah, just this one doesn't really have anything like that, except for maybe the Bob-Ombs. That was really cool. But yeah, I don't know. It was a fun time on April 1st.
It was. I'll see. It's still really funny that movie came out on April 1st.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Yeah. It was, honestly, it's just a good, strong movie. But I believe we have one more quick segment we need to get up to.
Yeah, so we are about 14 and a half minutes going here. Would you mind, do you think it'd be all right going for a couple more minutes here?
I don't suppose we could. I don't think it'd be a problem if we could go just for a few more minutes.
All right. Well,
anybody who stuck it out this long will probably, at least I hope, be pleased that we are going for a few minutes.
Well, Clayton, I mentioned in my 2.5 truths that this is a list of enemies behind me.
Yes.
That was only a half truth because these are not my.
I figured.
Yeah, these are not my enemies. They are enemies.
Whose enemies are they?
They are enemies of Galeem. So these are all of the Smash characters. I wrote them out on the whiteboard, trying to figure out what I would do for a hypothetical Smash cinematic universe. Yeah. So this is a Shark Tank segment where I would like to present my ideas for an SCU, Smash Cinematic Universe. As you mentioned, there are a lot of cameos in the Mario Galaxy movie. We have Fox McCloud. We have his whole team and the whole Star Fox universe, for that matter. We have Olimar and the Pikmin. Yep. We have Samus's ship, Little Mac. All kinds of stuff.
We think.
Yeah,
I think that guy in the pink hoodie was Little Mac. I don't know. Some people say he was. I have no idea. Yeah. The Blue Falcon was also in the background of the ship scene.
Yes.
As well. Game & Watch.
Yeah.
Was drawn by Luigi.
Very cool.
At the very end. It was very cool. So, there might be something to a Smash Bros. Movie. Mm-hmm. But, what was your idea?
So, my idea would be to... assuming that we have infinite time and money, I think it would be very cool to do a Smash cinematic universe where we break it up into phases, kind of like in the MCU, where each phase is for a Smash game. So we would have like 5 phases. You would have Smash 64, Smash Melee, Brawl 4, and Ultimate, right? And I actually have a Google document. I think I'm going to make a video about this on my own channel, but I have a Google document of like 7 or 8 movies that would go in each phase. And for the sake of this, I'm just going to give you guys a sneak peek. So the first phase in this SCU here is called The Void Saga. And it starts with the Super Mario Bros. Movie, and then the second movie is the Super Mario Galaxy movie. These are already out, right? But the third one that I would propose would be Zelda and the Skyward Sword. So
there is a Zelda movie in production.
There is, however...
Now, granted, that movie is live action.
It is live action.
That's a very different medium.
So I think doing like an animated Skyward Sword movie would go very hard. It's kind of the first game in the timeline, so I think that would be cool. And then also after that, doing a Mother movie. I think if we did like a Mother trilogy, that would be very cool.
That would be the only way we'd get a Mother 3 in anything.
Exactly, yeah. And the way that it lines up, because Lucas was introduced in Smash Brawl, so Mother 3 would come out in the third phase. Mother 1 comes out in the first phase, right? We could also do the F-Zero movie to get Captain Falcon in there. We could do a Metroid movie after that as well.
An F-Zero movie would be something, given how bonkers the F-Zero universe is.
Yes. It would be like a very cool like Speed Racer kind of thing.
You know what? Honestly, if they did an F-Zero movie in the style of the Speed Racer movie, that would go really, really hard.
That would go extremely hard. Yeah.
That would go extremely hard.
We get the Wachowski.
Also,
yeah.
Sci-fi action horror Metroid movie.
Yeah.
PG-13 at least.
Yes.
Just if you animate it, don't get Illumination to do it. Get into the studio to do it.
Yeah, we need like DreamWorks on this or something like that, or Sony.
I don't know who. Cool. I don't. Sony might be good. I don't know who would be best suited to handle an action horror sci-fi film. But if it's animated, or heck, if it's even in live action, you just got to do it for Metroid.
Absolutely,
it needs that tone. Anyways, continue.
So for the Super Smash Bros. Movie, we've had Mario Bros. We've had Mario Galaxy, Skyward Sword, Mother, F-Zero, and Metroid before this. And now the 7th one in the Void Saga is the Super Smash Bros. Movie. So, you may have noticed that Kirby has not made an appearance yet.
I have currently, yes.
I think it would be...
Why?
I think it would be the coolest thing ever if they wait until the Smash Bros. Movie, and then we reveal the big bad to be Void Termina. This is why I'm calling it the Void Saga.
Okay.
So the way that it goes down...
Interesting.
The way that it goes down is everybody's fighting Void Termina, right? And at the end, Void has, pinned everybody up against the wall, and they're about to strike, and then all of a sudden, like, you can see... Void Termina like kind of shaking a little bit, and it kind of flashes, blue and red and green and all the colors of the rainbow, and then eventually it just kind of limps over, and then you can see Kirby pop out of it, and you realize that this whole time, Kirby absorbed Void Termina in the past before the events of the movie, and Termina actually took over Kirby's body and possessed him, so has been like wreaking havoc around all of the different universes. And now Kirby at the very end of the movie has been able to like finally take control and like basically exit out of Void Termina and then fight alongside everybody else to defeat Void Termina.
That sounds kind of neat.
It's a little bit. I think I would have to workshop the idea a little bit further. I think the way that I put it sounds very convoluted, but I think something is there. It could work for a cool plot twist and a very powerful cameo. So.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, guys, I appreciate you indulging us with that. Let us know what you thought about the Mario Galaxy movie. Let us know whose team was better. I think mine was obviously better, but it's fine. And thank you guys for joining us with this episode of the Oddcast.
Yes, thank you everybody for watching this 5th episode of the Oddcast Podcast. And we will see you next Friday for the next episode. And 2 days after this video goes up, the next Helldivers TF2 video will also be going up. So anyone here on my channel for that, you'll get that in the next 2 days. So be excited, be happy, and I will see you, well, I guess no correction, we will see you the next time. So I hope you have a good, or at least, odd day.